So in this final half hour, we have with us Morgan Rehnberg, who started off with 365 Days of Astronomy and
That
was
was my
road
very,
tripping.
very first thing, my
You
whole
were
career.
and you were road tripping all day, so you're sneaking in with us in the final
Yes.
hour with the team. We have Avivah Yamani, my favoriteest project manager of the moment, who is kicking ass and taking no prisoners, making sure we have shows for every day. And Richard Drumm, who edits it all together, takes care of my snafus, donates meteors all the time because you have all the meteors, as near as I can tell. And you also are the reason that we have these two Communicators Awards. So thank you for all that you do that allows me to not quite have enough hands to say, here's all this stuff that we have been awarded doing this show. Thank you guys for your engineering, for your editing, for your cat herding, and for making it all happen. So thank you. And man, so Morgan, you snuck
Yes,
in. Tell
I
us
did.
tell us what it's all about and how you got your start with us. And I'm going to work on rearranging the screen a bit so that we can all be on it together with better scaling than what I currently have.
Yeah, so actually, and I don't think you even know this, Pamela, the very first time I was on the 365 Days of Astronomy podcast was before I started contributing. And it was all the way back in 2011 when I was an RAU student, which is an undergraduate research program at the National Optical Astronomy Observatory
Uh-huh.
in Tucson. Someone there was recording an episode for the show and
Uh-huh.
came out around and interviewed us interns about what we were.
Rob Sparks,
And
maybe? Rob
Quite
Sparks.
possibly, yeah.
quite possibly could have been. And I was probably on it for all of 30 seconds. Um, but it kind of got it on my radar, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty cool thing. And then about a year later, when I had left college and was entering graduate school, I was sort of searching around for something to do. Because one never has enough things to do in graduate school, and I was worried as I started getting into doing science that I was going to kind of become one of those really hyper specialized people who only knew how to talk about their one particular thing and was basically oblivious to the world around them. And I thought, hey, a good way to avoid doing that would be to force myself to learn a little bit about all of the other parts of astronomy that I'm never going to actually have to learn about in school. And I figured the way to do that would be to start talking about the news and astronomy, because the news covers everything. And I remembered the 365 Days of Astronomy podcast, and I think I just went to the website, filled out a form, and said, I have an idea. And I started doing a monthly program that basically recapped all of the best news from the month. And I did that I came in halfway through the 2012 season, and then did, I think, the entirety of the 2013 and 2014 season before I sort of got bogged down in other projects and had to let it go. But now here I am, almost a decade later, and I've gone from doing it to keep myself sort of interested and amused to doing it as a career. And that's pretty much all because I got started on 365 all those years ago.
That is amazing. And you went and did this change as you were figuring out what to do with your PhD? Did this change your thinking, changing you over to thinking about a career that included communications instead of just doing the pure science route, which would have been easy for you to do?
Yeah, well, when I went into graduate school, I said, the next 5 years or whatever of my life are going to sort of figure out the direction that I'm going to go for, for quite some time, if not, all of it. And I said, I'm going to try a little bit of everything in the first couple of years and figure out what direction I want to go. And thank goodness that I did that, because it turns out that this other thing that I probably really wasn't thinking that much about when I was getting my feet wet in doing research turned out to be a heck of a lot more fun. And I'm probably better at it than I ever was at doing research. And so I think I'm contributing more to the world and certainly contributing more to my own personal enjoyment. And when those can go hand in hand, that's a pretty good situation.
That is awesome. And where is it that you are located today?
Yeah, when I started at 365, I was in Boulder, Colorado, in graduate school at the University of Colorado. And today I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, serving basically as the science curator at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History. So if you're in the North Texas area, swing on by and come say hi.
That is awesome. And I'm not going to keep you. I know you've been traveling all day. You went to see an amazing archaeological site. Can you give us the 30-second spiel?
Yes. Many people probably sort of heard the story way back in their school days about how people ended up in North America, yada, 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 walking across some sort of land bridge from Russia, coming down across the Americas, drifting down from Alaska, basically all the way down to Chile in South America. And it turns out that story, like many stories in science, is not true. And we know that now because we have evidence of people living in North America way before they could have walked across that land bridge and gotten here. And one of the places that we have the very best evidence for that existence is just a couple hours south of me here in Texas at a place called Galt. And of the 22 cultures known to have lived in the southwestern United States, all 22 spent time at this particular site over the course of 20,000 years.
Dang.
And then when they dug all the way down, like 3 meters down to the bedrock, they discovered a few bits of material in the form of like arrowheads and things like that, that date before any known human settlement, maybe as early as 21,000 years ago. And so these little bits are the first evidence of humans living in North America. And so I drove down this morning and got to go check it out. And it was amazing. They had pulled 2 million artifacts from 3% of this site. And I brought home a handful because you just walk around and you just step on them. They're everywhere.
Dang.
And yeah, there's just millions of bits of rock and blades and arrowheads just everywhere. And this is where for 20,000 years, people came and made tools. And then they went off. They wandered through, they took rock, they made tools, and then they went off and lived their lives. And people came and went for millennia.
That is amazing. So you today are no longer just podcasting for us. In fact, you are getting a rather massive collaboration that you do that our community organizes. What is it that you do?
Yeah, one of the reasons I drifted away from working on the 365 Days podcast is because I started working on the weekly Space Hangout, which when I started was a very different thing than it is now. And over the last 5 years, it's evolved a couple of times. And every time we've evolved it, we've given the community, the audience, more and more control over what it's become. So every week we get together for an hour and we basically do what I was doing for the podcast before, but now in a much more enjoyable where we get together, talk about what's happened in astronomy and space exploration for the week, interview some sort of always amazing person, and just have a lot of fun. And those people are found by the audience.
Yeah.
The connections are made by the community. And it's really this kind of magical thing that I don't really see a lot of other people trying to do a model like this. And it's not always easy, but it leverages the best parts of what the internet can be for modern science communication, which is building those direct connections between the people who are experts in their field and the rest of us. And I do that in astronomy, but I wish I had somebody I could do that for in archaeology.
Yeah.
And that there was an expert that I could connect with, rather than driving 2 hours down to a site that would be there every week. And so I'm really proud of what we've been able to do to make that happen. And I'm hopeful that as we continue to evolve in the future, that we find more and more ways to leverage what's good about the internet and focus on those parts, because we often kind of get bogged down right now by what's bad.
And by focusing on what's good and focusing on things that are literally out of this world, we can give people hope. And I mean, Lord knows this is something Avivah and I have spent many early mornings for her and late nights for me, and vice versa, because we're always greeting each other and saying good night, talking about the complex politics of our world. And being able to rest in the stars sure makes it a little bit easier to get through each day.
Yeah, it's great that there's at least something on Earth that we can all look up at and see and know is there and has been there for a long time, and we can't screw it up.
It's
and
true.
that's truthfully a very comforting thing for me sometimes, to think that no matter how bad things get on Earth, even if we destroy the planet, we can't screw up the universe. And it's always good to have that safety net there.
I'm not convinced we can't screw up the universe.
I feel comfortable that we can't screw up the universe, and that's good, because from time to time we manage to screw up basically everything else. And so it's good to have that one untouchable thing that we can all enjoy and know will be there for a long time to come.
And it's time to talk about how this show is going to keep being here for a long time to come. So while we may still have one more surprise guest joining us, I'm going to kick you out, Morgan, and talk to the people who make this show happen. All
right. Well, let me say thank you to Avivah and to Pamela and to everybody else, to Richard, who has worked on this show, because, honest to goodness, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing now if I hadn't had the chance to get in there and participate and not have to build something from the ground up. And I'm just one person of a countless collection of people who maybe haven't changed their lives based on it, but have done something new and something better, and learned something about themselves and shared exciting and amazing stuff with everybody else. So thank you for 10 years. And I hope that I can come back 10 years from now and we can do this again. So thank you.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. And I'll see you Wednesday night.
Indeed. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. So, I need to rejigger my screen. Rejiggering of the screen is occurring. And okay, trying to figure out how to do this so I'm not, whoa, there, stop. My dog is like, wait, can I have something? Can I have something? I don't mean to cut off Richard's chin. It wants me to cut off Richard's chin. Can I get this to, okay, I'm going to have to size this differently. I can make this work. I will make this work. Pardon me for a moment. Why? Okay, this is gonna work. I promise you. I just don't know how yet. So hold on. I'm making everything fit. There, I got it. You just can't see it yet. And here we go. We fit. So here, dear audience, is where I have a whole lot of thank yous to give. This show has been running month to month to month for a long time. And thanks to you, we have a couple of months under our belts that we don't need to worry about. So where we stand right now, and pardon me, I'm going to be logging into things in the background and figuring out where I stuck misplaced Windows. Come back, Windows. So we managed to sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We sold one entire week of sponsorships. Patreon is the thing that has mattered most to me, because Patreon, well, when we have Patreon sound, that means that we don't have to worry month to month. And currently I am looking at entirely the wrong Patreon account. No, I'm not. I am looking at the correct Patreon account. So currently we are up to 21 different people supporting us on Patreon. And each of those 21 individuals gives us a month after month, well, thing that we have counted on. And the thing that makes me happiest of all is when I look in the back end of Twitch, it lets me know that we brought in, well, all told, about a month of funding in one day. So that means that next month, I can tell these guys we have 3 whole months of salary. And that's exciting. So it's not a lot, but when you work in nonprofit, and there's a dog walking around behind me, you keep things going. And as you can see from the row of awards sitting on the shelf behind Rich, we're pretty proud of what we do, but it's not just us, it's others that acknowledge that great things are coming from this little show. Thank you, Fendmill. Okay, this means I need to go give the dogs more treats. I can keep you on and bring the doggo on by just switching my camera. So
6 a.m. Pamela.
So Rich, you've been with us basically forever. And
6 years. Yeah.
you're the voice of Space Scoop. You do so many other things. Tell our audience about your adventure while I give the doggos Cheerios.
Well, I was doing video programs. That's what the first 2 of these awards were for my video work, and came onto the team in the middle of May of 6 years ago. So it's been quite a ride and a huge amount of fun. In fact, if you folks out there download today's 365 podcast, you'll hear my voice again and again and again. And I have a great deal of fun rewriting the Unawe podcasts. They studiously take a lot of science out, and I put that science right back in again. I don't think they know it, so just don't tell them. But it's great fun. I learn a huge amount when I do that. I have to go to Archive, ARXIV. Thank you, Cornell, for having that. And I go through and read the original papers, and man, I learned a huge amount. For today's show, I learned quite a lot about Cherenkov radiation and Ice Cube, the detector in the South Pole. And, yeah, it's great fun. It keeps me going. How about you, Avivah?
Maybe I can. I want to talk a little bit about Space Cook. At first, when we start the project, it's Unawe project, and when I get the permissions to use the Space Cook material for 365 Days of Astronomy, the idea was someone from 365 Days, either Pamela, me, or you, doing the voiceover, just reading all the content, which is really short, but then it become like you do the rewriting, and it was cool. Yeah. And people love it. And for me, well, thank you, Richard, because for all this time you did the editing part for all my script, because English is not my native language. So when I start the podcast in 365 Days of Astronomy, I did a quick question and answers, and then the Q&A, right? Q&A sessions, and also the folklore sessions. You did all the help with the script, and yeah, we have a lot of, not a lot, but we have several podcasts from Indonesian folklore, also from Southeast Asia and India, I guess. I have a few stories from there, and then the questions and answers. The most the hardest part is translate everything to English, write everything in the right grammar, which is quite hard for me. But then, well, with all the help, we have that in the podcast. And actually, the 65 Days of Astronomy also changed many things in my life. I met a lot of people. I have a huge network now. It was awesome. I mean, aside than my
And we
work
just
here
got
in
another
Indonesia.
big donation. So more Cheerios are going to the doggo. Come on, happy doggo. Come on, happy doggo. Over here, happy doggo. Lie down.
I think the 65 Days of Astronomy also changed many paths of podcaster life, just like Morgan said before, because it also happened to me. How about you? And thank you for the podcast you did, Richard. Because of that, we can have a Communicator Award.
Yep.
That's awesome.
This one and this one are Communicator Awards. That 365 is one, and that one's the Parsec Award. The fact that 365 has won a Parsec Award is a great thrill to me, because I used to be a part of a parallax team at UVA. I was one of the observers taking actual glass plates of the 100 or so closest stars with the 26-inch refractor at UVA. So the word parsec is short for parallax arcsecond, and so that was, some of what I did. Yeah, great fun.
Yeah, we should apply again. Submit again. Well, for now, we need more podcaster, because
yes,
we have several regular program. We have Astronomicast, Weekly Space Hangout. We have Cheap Astronomy from Australia, and then we have Awesome Astronomy. We have
Deep Astronomy, Guide to Space.
Guide to Space. As a Spaceman, Space Radio by Paul Matt-Sutter.
Yep.
We have the new one, Everyday Einstein.
Yes, Sabrina Stierwalt. Yeah, good friend of mine from UVA. Oh yeah. So I've been busy doing other stuff this afternoon. How have the handouts of or the door prizes of meteorites? How's that been going?
So they have all gone away quite happily to new homes. I have to admit, I've lost track of who's gotten what, but Annie, Binary Ablaze in chat, she is packaging everything up. Well, not those. She has gathered the addresses and will be sending them to you in Discord.
Good.
And what's amazing is the happenstance of how all of us have met over the years. I know Avivah through basically the Communicating Astronomy to the Public in 365 Days of Astronomy. And Rich, I know you through Dragon Con and
Nicole.
And our mutual friend Nicole Gallucci, the noisy astronomer. And it all ended up that three people in three very different parts of the world are now working together. And I'm going to switch over to my camera because now we're just looking at a dog butt as my dog tries to climb under a computer. Three very different people from all over the world working together to create something I think we can be really proud of. Now, as we hopefully gear up to go another 10 years, give or take, what are the things that you want to do? I know this is something that Avivah and I have talked about a lot, and I'd love if you could share some of your ideas for the future. Avivah. Yeah, go ahead. So poor Avivah, it is super early in the morning where she is. And like me, Avivah is not a morning person. And she has spent the evening in Jakarta celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Jakarta Planetarium. And she's doing this. You are a superhero, as always.
I'm so sorry. It's 6 a.m. here, and I kind of still sleepy. Okay, for the next 10 hours. The first one is we really need more podcasters. Please, please, please submit submit your content. And it's not just about astronomy content. I mean, not something like talking about fundamental knowledge or something from astronomy topics, but you can also share your experience in astronomy outreach, and also maybe another something related to culture, because we see that the astronomy cultures podcast also getting quite high of statistics for download. So please, please, we need more from podcaster around the world.
And what has your favorite podcast been over all these years?
Okay, I think I have a lot of favorite podcasts.
Okay.
I love As a Spaceman. I love Astronomy Cast. I love Weekly Space Hangout, because we have a bunch of weekly stories. And then Space Radio is really cool. I love Deep Astronomy. Right now we feature the telescope talk for amateur astronomer, and it was cool. And also Cheap Astronomy. I love the idea.
Yes.
Awesome Astronomy with the weekly, the monthly guide. Okay, everything. And also the Culture Astronomy from Nancy Alima Ali, I guess.
Yes.
She's not doing that. She's not doing podcast again, but it was one of my favorite things.
What
Something
about you,
related
Rich?
to culture. And Space Scoop, of course, Pamela.
I think you just listed off everyone you could think of to list.
Well, the way Richard present the Space Scoop is really fun.
So Richard, what has your favorite been so far?
It's like saying which is your favorite of your children.
I know. I'm a horrible human.
I've got two. I have to decide. Everything Paul Matt Sutter has done is fabulous. But the folks at Awesome Astronomy in England, they're I just love listening to their stuff. I mean, I don't have to listen to everything that everyone does. Like sometimes I'll put it at 1.2 or 1.5 normal speed and listen to it sped up slightly, just to sort of audition everything, so that if there's there's a digital problem or something in there, I can go eek and cut that out. But the Weekly Space Hangout and the stuff from our friends in England there, the Awesome Astronomy, I listen to all of that just because it's fun.
Sorry, hold on. Nope. There we go. I'm gearing up to stop. I'm having problems. I'm gearing up to play our original theme song for everyone, except the audio decided it needed to escape very loudly. So keep talking while I set that up. I'm sorry.
I got a question.
One more thing. Wait.
Yes.
I want to add that I like the one. I also love the podcast from a cosmic perspective with Andy Poniros. He has so many people he interviewed, and it was really cool. And then we also have the short podcast with the Tellers in the Night.
Yeah.
Yes, in the. So basically, we love all the podcasts.
So, are there any things like? I for one am quite sad that I know an amazing book came out of stories of cultural astronomy in Japan, and we've been hoping to get that in English, and it's just not in English.
It's the Stars of Asia project, started in 2009 for International Year of Astronomy. They have the book in Japan. I have the story actually for the draft in English, but I can't use it before they publish it in English. And the one who started the Stars of Asia, Professor Norio Kaifu, he passed away on April 14, I guess.
Yeah, just
So it
very
was very
recently.
sad for us. Yeah.
Now, one of the great controversies of this show, which was completely unexpected to me, was our original theme song. And
Yeah.
I can't quite get it into both Zoom and the stream simultaneously, but everyone be prepared. I'm about to bring you the original music video for the 365 Days of Astronomy podcast. Oh, I'm hearing that the people watching don't have vid audio. That is terrible. I'm going to have to pause this and go all the way back to the beginning. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to get the audio into my
You're muted, I think.
Yeah, I guess that was muted.
Okay, so they can't hear me. You can hear me. We have chaos ensuing. One moment. Okay, hold on. Gah. I need Chrome audio add.
And a look comes across your face. You try to fathom distances of all the stuff in space, but you can't wrap the bacon of your mind around the fig of all the terms required to describe how big is big. So let me get specific and use words scientific. Go whip out your thesaurus for this exacting chorus. This stuff is far. It's really far. This stuff is far, far, far away. We're talking far. Like far. Can't get there by car in a day. It's super duper crazy far. But just pulsars, quasars, and stars. I mean, it's far, 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 far. If there's some doubt, listen to a shout. This stuff is far. It's full of stars. I sense all the explosions going off inside your brain as your mind gets blown by what I just did explain. Sorry if my words might drive you all insane, but that's what happens when precision is your middle name. So with an exacting factor, like some sextant or protractor, using details quite semantic, I'll show how huge is this gigantic. This stuff is far. It's really far. This stuff is far, far, far away. We're talking far. Can't get there by car, no way. It's super duper crazy far, but not just pulsars, quasars, and stars. I mean, it's far, far, far. If there's a doubt, listen to a shout. This stuff is far. Too big to explain in any concise way. It might just have to take 360 and haven't caused your ticker too much ventricle resistance. But you have got to listen and trust my insistence that I am very accurately describing the distance. One more time. This stuff is far. It's really far. This stuff is far, far, far away. We're talking far. Like shady far. Can't get there by car in a day. It's super duper crazy. Farther than just pulsars, quasars, and stars. I mean, it's far, 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 far. If there's some doubt, listen to a shout. This stuff is far. Pretty far.
Bye, George.
And we are back. And I think you guys have, yes, everyone has the audio they're supposed to have. I did that correctly in that direction. So that was our original full-length soundtrack. And oh my goodness, we got no end of opinions for that. We had people that thought it was too loud. They thought it was inappropriate because it wasn't reverent enough. We had people suggesting that we please switch to using Enya. We did not. We kept with that until recently. And Rich, I think it was you that actually produced our current beginning of our show. Now, what inspired you to put together what we have today?
No, I think that was George again.
It was George again. Okay.
Yeah. The older gentleman saying, something or other. I can't remember, but no, that wasn't me. No, I did the tag end where I'm yapping at you, but I'm using the standard George Robb music underneath.
Well, I was trying to give you credit. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Clearly, yes, I'm going to shut up now. It has been 10 years and I don't remember everything correctly.
I got one question for you, Pamela.
Yes.
That microphone there, that's new. I don't recognize the make or anything.
So this is my traveling microphone. I am currently in my attic where I am in my green tent of chroma key. And let me see if I can get it closer to the camera. This is a Shure 51.
How cool! It looks like it has a little volume bar down there. It can show you what your volume levels are.
Yes, and you can change a lot of your processing on it. You can plug your headphones into the back of it. And what I particularly like is it's designed so that I can hook it up to either an iDevice or anything else that has both kinds of cables. So I am both mini USB and lightning cable ready. So basically,
Sweet.
Okay, so I'm getting a request to turn off the chroma key and show the world my green tent. So I'm in my attic. It is a dormered attic. I am in one of the dormers. I did not actually make a tent of green screen. And I'm currently looking for my settings. Virtual background, none. So that is my reality, folks. That is my reality. And underneath all of this, there is a bookcase, a window. I'm flailing. An angry hamster, because where else do you keep angry hamsters?
Is that an... Oh, no. I thought it's the nut ball.
As I said, it's an angry hamster.
Looked rather like Totoro.
Yes.
It's cute.
too much amusement out of my angry hamsters.
Exterminate hamsters.
And I'm really loving the fact that Doc is saying in the chat that I just destroyed the myth that green screens have to be totally smooth. No, they totally do not. Now, one great mistake that we have made with the green screens is my hair used to be green, and that didn't work so well. So I was showing background through my hair. Don't do that. So purple was the correct solution. I have dark brown hair, and then I just layer a color on top of it to hide gray, because that's what you do. Yeah. So Rich, you have, along the years, I've already had a chance to talk to Avivah about all the things that she has done. As we wind down, you have been here to do amazing things with us for a long time. You have helped us with three different hangout-a-thons, donating meteor after meteor. You used to make amazing sky charts. I have one down in my room. There's one heck of a meteor.
That's the big one. Yep. At 2.5 kilos. Heavy.
That is cool. Now, you come to us from, you're an actual like audio video engineer. This is your gig.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
I used to work in television at the local TV station.
And you worked for the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, NRAO.
But not actually for them. I worked with them. You
worked with them. And I ruthlessly stole you, is the way I like to think of it. And how is it that you got into combining this passion for media with this passion that you have for astronomy?
Quite by accident, actually. I think it was thanks to Nicole Gugliucci, the noisy astronomer.
Yes.
That she got her PhD here at UVA in Charlottesville, and then decamped immediately to join you in Edwardsville. And then you had an opening and needed an editor, and she said, "I know this guy. I think he might be able." I'm pretty sure that's the way it worked. I wasn't present, but at any rate, she sent an email and said, "Would you be interested in editing a podcast?" And I said, "Yes." my client list was an asymptote at the time. It was getting skinnier and skinnier. And so I have not looked back at all. I used to do video and audio, and now I just do audio, and I love it.
And you have patiently dealt with all of my beginning experiments in learning narration. You have patiently dealt with all the crazy. We have gotten all kinds of audio in over the years, and you have worked magic with filters to make the worst audio imaginable completely listenable.
Actually, the levelator was the thing that you put me onto, and I just adore levelator. It's wonderful. It's just it's the secret sauce.
And there's nothing like it. You can't make Audition work like it. It's the only thing out there that does that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm quite the fan.
So we have people asking, other than levelator, what do you use to edit your audio?
Ah, boy, there's where I'm the weirdest guy of all. I still use video editing software called Final Cut Pro on the Macintosh. Yeah, and and for you people out there who know video editing or know Final Cut Pro, it's Final Cut Pro 7. And so that's no longer, it does not exist anymore. Final Cut Pros moved so far beyond, I'm on very thin ice, and I'm going to have to learn Audacity front to back and side to side, because if this laptop we're on right now were to die, I'd be in trouble. So I'm running a very old version of the Macintosh operating system on this laptop. And if it goes, I'm in trouble. So I promise I will learn Audacity, and I've got it on even the new laptop. Yes, I've got Yosemite.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I've got a lot newer operating system on that computer. So if this computer dies, that's where I'm going to be, is on that.
Yeah. Audacity is really powerful free software that
Yeah.
makes it possible for us to do so many different things. And one of the things that Avivah and I have had the privilege of getting to do is present workshops on how to be podcasters.
Mm.
We did this last in Japan. Do you want to describe to folks what all we did?
Yeah.
Wow. Last year in Japan for the Communicating Astronomy with a public meeting, a conference, we had, they have the workshop stations for all the attendants, the participants. So we submit one on how to do the podcast. And I guess we have more than 20 or participants, right, Pamela?
Yeah,
don't really remember,
we
but-
filled the room. No one else could have
Yeah.
fit in there.
Yes, and then we share about how we do it in 365 Days of Astronomy, and also we I guess we also share the not just the technical stuff, but also why we have to do the podcast, because it's something that you can listen while you do something else, and then we ask all the participants to make a group, and then they start their own podcast. Unfortunately, the time is very limited, so we only have the opening. I guess they create their opening sessions each for each projects or ideas by the participants. It was nice. Well, I'm also still. I hope that our participants will send us the audio content for the 65 Days of Astronomy, but it seems like we need to push them.
Well, and we were dealing with people in a lot of different languages.
Yeah.
And this is one of our dreams, is to be able to
Yes.
take what we're doing and replicate it in Spanish, where there's a rich Spanish speaking podcast
Yeah.
community. We've talked about getting it in the Indonesian language. There's so much that we could do.
Yeah.
It's just,
Maybe we can do it next year.
it's the hope, it's the dream.
Yeah. And one thing, Pamela, for the previous questions about the futures, we have a lot of content, but I guess that it would be great if we can have more about something like do-it-yourself astronomy, so
Yes.
we can have more people. It can be used by astronomy enthusiasts around the world to do their hobby, to start their hobby in astronomy. So I guess, the monthly sky guide is something that really helpful, but more and more content for this, the do it yourself or some guidings for the amateur astronomy, it would be great.
Yes. Now we have just 5 minutes left. And one of the things that we're going to give away in these final minutes, unless I missed it and it was already given away, is Daniela De Paula, the Italian artist, has a print of one of her moon pictures. This is actually a painting of the moon, that the image was then bounced off the moon, allowing our universe to alter it. And I think, unless I'm lying, that is still there to be given away. Can I get some confirmation from the mods?
I didn't see it on the spreadsheet.
It's so if it didn't make it on the spreadsheet, it hasn't been given away. And so if we can get it in and give that away as the final thing we do today, that would be amazing. You guys have accomplished so much. I'm green screening. It's hard. No, that way. Over there, down there. Okay, I figured this out, sort of. Yeah. I forfeit. I'm being laughed at. You two have accomplished so much to keep this show going across the years and to bring so many. I'm being told I can turn on my background again. Yay. Go team, hide the tent. The hamster is still here though. So you guys have accomplished so much, and we have built a community of podcasters. And that's really something super amazing for us to be proud of. And I have to say, you guys do 99% of the work. Occasionally I'll get asked to proofread a proposal, to okay an idea. And I just make sure that all the finance goes through. You two.
Yeah.
You two get the stuff done. And
Well, you could actually do some more of those Star Strider specials that you did at Christmas time.
Yeah,
you were reading an Oliver Twist. So yeah, those are great. Yeah.
I do need
agree with you.
I do need to get back to providing more short stories to the show.
Oh yeah. Maybe we could get one of those to win a Parsec Award.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
Great idea. I like it.
now, do the butt is down. Okay.
As bots do.
We're trying to figure out how to give away Daniela's print.
Well, we just had to go long.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if I can do this, if there's another way I can do it in the back end of Streamlabs. Hold on while I stare. Oh, Nancy's back. Okay, so Nancy can get this going. We're going to run long because we're going to give away this painting.
That's all right.
Now, I don't know what to say while I'm watching things going on. Okay. Everyone is like, Nancy, great timing. Get in Discord. Thank you, Nancy. And so I'm going to continue doing my thanks and my shout outs to everyone out there. Special thanks to Paranor, our fabulous mod of mods, our volunteer who is faster on the trigger finger to block and allow than anyone else. Thank you to Keeper of Maps, who is there to help me with server issues when the servers act up. You have helped me on CosmoQuest getting us back up and running. You have helped me on Astronomy Cast. Thank you to Nancy and Susie, my right-hand women who help keep everything going behind the scenes across all of our social media and across the Weekly Space Hangout crew, which you really act as our conduit to. Thank you to all those people in the audience who show up over and over again. Fenmill, Starsong, Astro YYZ, Michael, who I've met on so many continents, or at least it feels like it. I think we've met on more than one continent. Maybe? Does Mexico? No, Mexico is not a different continent. We've met on one continent. We've met in different countries. I'm having a day. Canada Kim, all of you who have forced me to fill out customs forms, which I have done with both love and loathing. Love of you, loathing of forms. Thank you to all of you who support us month after month, year after year, and show up for all the shows we do right here on Twitch, on YouTube, on iTunes, on, I'm not going to say the names of your home assistants and thus cause them to spring into existence. But if you say one of their names, play, well, our show just might be able to come up. So thank you all. It's been 10 hours. You're right, Sammy. It's been a long day. Oh man, we're still struggling to get this thing going. Okay, looking in the back into Streamlabs, seeing what widgets I have. I So the problem that we're dealing with right now is I'm on a Mac, and all the cool Streamlab things don't work on a Mac. Okay, so I'm going to make sad face.
That seemed to be working on my iPhone.
Well, it's the Streamlabs. You don't have control over the bots is the issue. There's okay. Nancy's getting there. Nancy's getting there. Okay, so while Nancy is getting there, I'm gonna rearrange our screen one more time so I can run a thank you over and over while we round out this show. While I set that up, I'm going to remind those of you who are thinking, how exactly can I contribute? Because that is a thing I would like to do. Well, now you know. The best way that you can help us is to become a patron at any level, from $1 to, well, the limit is yours. Become a patron of our show. That is really the absolute best way that you can help us, because it means that we can count on you being here month after month, helping to sustain everything we do. We rely on your donations. I may sound like an NPR radio special. Well, I also kind of feel like one right now. This is our reality. So thank you, and keep doing everything that you do. I am a few clicks away, I think, from figuring out how to get the credits. Well, for your patience while Nancy sets giveaway, and while I do something that was unexpected else, nimble and able, always take advantage of them. So 3 Days of Astronomy is a product of the Planetary Institute. Are here explore the universe. Mission statement technically says, "Keeper, you are fabulous. I will give the dog bits in just a moment. Let me just finish setting the things and the stuff up to do the stuff and the things." What did you say, Annie?
He left me for bits.
Of course he did. So Ed learned the noise that bit. So here is Annie laying in the dog. One moment, please.
Come here, Eddie. Here. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oof.
Come back here. Come over here. We have both doggos. Both doggos. Come here. Come over here. Come over here. Can you sit, doggo number 2? Over here.
Hi. She's got
Oh,
goodies.
okay.
She's here. Sit.
Hold on. Release. Free. You want me to put him on Eddie again? You can do that.
Pamela.
They don't stick in your...
That is a Phyllis expression. Okay, so I will switch over my camera so that we can bring my Whoa, I'm currently green screening my dogs. That was an unintended consequence. Let me green screen the dogs. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alrighty. So, thank you all for being here today with us as we celebrated 10 years of 165 days of astronomy. We are now in the final moments. We are giving away a image by Daniela De Paula. It is a painting of the moon that the image has been bounced off the moon, letting the moon alter the bits, flipping ones to zeros and zeros to ones. This is something that I would gladly put in bits, except I don't think I count. I don't think I'm allowed to count on this one. So, yeah. While the giveaway is running, we're going to roll the credits along the bottom of the screen. And the giveaway is now going. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for thank you for the bits that led to so much hilarity with the doggos. We just want to bring you joy, and you give us an excuse to bring ourselves joy. Please, please, please spread the word. The most important thing that you can do to help us out, other than giving bits and dollars and stuff like that, and it may actually just flat out be the most important thing you can do, is to spread the word. We are always looking for new podcasters. We are looking for new listeners. Let's get the audience of roughly 5,000 a day and grow the audience. We are the 2009, you can't see me, we are the 2009 Parsec Award winner. Can you hold the awards up to the camera, Rich? I see them stacked behind you. And he's being totally mugged for a box of Cheerios. So we are the 2009 Parsec Award winner. We are the 2015 Silver Communicator Awards for Are We Alone? We are the 2018 Silver Communicator Award winner for Space Assassin. We have more awards than we have hands, and we want to share the awesome with you. We have an abort on the giveaway. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so we need to find a new way to do this. Okay, finding a new way to do this. Cred. We can do this. We can do this.
Random number between 1 and however many viewers we have.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to use the spin wheel. I have no idea.
It has to be manually set up.
Okay. Nancy needs the login information. Okay. Dang it. Trying to figure this out. I want to give you things. Okay. Okay, so Nancy, I am going to DM you just a moment. I just need to find the correct window to get you the information you need. Okay, and now I'm looking for the two-factor. That was not the two-factor. That was an Amazon notification. I feel sorely deceived. Okay, let's see. I think this will work. We're waiting for confirmation. And Annie is getting totally mugged by the doggos. No eating the awards is what the chat is saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we are about to have a working giveaway. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We are at 10 hours, 12 minutes. And dogs. We have been doing this so long that Avivah has gone to bed and gotten up. Here we go. Mike Cassidy has pledged via Patreon. Thank you so much, Michael Cassidy. And I'm going to thank the other people who pledged over on Patreon today as well, because I don't think they all show up on our credits. Thank you to Kim Hay. Kim Hay. Thank you to Mike Simmons. Thank you to Katrina Inky. I've known you for years. I have no idea how to pronounce your last name. Thank you to Margot Robinson. Thank you, previously, not today, to Dustin. Thank you all so much for all you do to support us. And the raffle is go. Oh, the raffle is go. Oh, I want this so badly. I'm totally, you can't see me. I'm like shaking my fists in frustration because I know the host shouldn't enter. Thank you, Michael Cassidy, for upping your pledge on Patreon. Or is that a different Mike and I simply can't read? Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing a heart on camera and you can't see that either. There, you can see Rich doing it. Thank you. You can see Avivah doing it. So we are totally going to go get dinner. Okay, I now have Eddie threatening the life of the hamster. So I'm going to switch camera views so that you can see Eddie. Come here, baby boy. Come here, baby boy. I know, you just want to lick the Cheerios off my desk. Here we go. He is.
I like snacks.
He is a one-track doggo, and my desk is completely covered in Cheerios at this point.
He knows it.
Yep. Yeah, because not everything I throw makes it over the monitor. Okay. So what's the next episode, guys?
TITN tomorrow. The Travelers in the Night.
And
oh yeah, I forgot that it's Saturday for you guys.
It's true. It's true.
And I thought that okay, the next one it will be the astronomy cast for tomorrow.
Right.
That's Monday.
In the night, yes.
Oh, planetary rotation makes everything so difficult.
And Paula, I guess I need to say something. To those who wants to join us as a podcaster, you can go to 365 Days of Astronomy website and then choose the menu to join us as a podcasters. We wait for you.
And let me see if I can find a screen to bring that up on. Oh man, I think I destroyed the screen I had set up to do stuff like that. No, it's still there. Okay, let me just reconfigure this. So we are currently using software called Wirecast to stream. I am something of a noob with this software. We are using a trial license, which also means occasionally the science is like, really, you may think you want to do that. We will not let you do that. It has opinions. So I'm still trying to figure out how to use some of this. Working on sorting. I'm almost there. Let me figure out which window that is. It is that window. So what is the next thing that you are doing other than 365 Days of Astronomy?
Me, it will be, we have a discussions. It's like a talk show that I will have here in Indonesia next week about the Event Horizon's result for the black hole.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes. And then the big one will on December 26th for the annular solar eclipse in Indonesia.
Okay. And what about you, Rich? What is the next big thing for you?
Tuesday's podcast. I got Monday's podcast, then the thing that I'm doing lately that other than 365 is riding my electric bike, having a blast.
That is fabulous. So for those of you wanting to join us on 365 Days of Astronomy, here is our website. Can you see that everything's kind of matchy? We are all geared up with today was Mystery Solved. Ghost particles come from blazing galaxies. And that has our own Richard Drumm featured. And if you want to join us, here in our sidebar, you will see instructions on how to become a podcaster, check the available date for your podcast, and then, of course, how you can subscribe to the show and join us. So please come join us. We look forward to seeing you right here on 365 Days of Astronomy. Now, do we have a winner for the giveaway yet? How much longer is left in the raffle? I hear Annie yawning in the corner. It has been a long day, and Annie is kind of my superhero today because she has been in the background packing everything up, getting everything ready to go out the door, and managing the doggos as she goes. It has been awesome to watch. And we will be going out for probably Korean food after this with an angry hamster, maybe.
Kimchi, yum.
I love this hamster far too much. I'm sorry, I've been streaming for 10 hours. Okay, 3.5 minutes left on the giveaways. The hamster is excited. So you are currently in Jakarta for the 50th anniversary of the planetarium. Tell us what all you have experienced.
Well, it was they invite me for the it's like a short seminars. They invite me to talk about the really how to build. I don't know how to build. It's the planetarium and the relation between planetarium and media. So how they become the source of the source of information for media, stuff like that. It's basically I talk about the science communications.
That is kind of the thing you're most expert at, so they got the right person in. And one of the things that you do that we don't do here in the US enough is you're leveraging WhatsApp and WhatsApp groups to reach huge numbers of people. Can you talk a little bit about how you're using WhatsApp?
Well, I guess WhatsApp become very popular here. So WhatsApp and Facebook. WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram is very popular in Indonesia. And for discussions, most people love using WhatsApp group. So we gather people in WhatsApp group and then talk about everything. Well, we have many groups for that, including arranging, amateur astronomy gathering in 2017. It's all by the WhatsApp group. So yeah, it's a huge thing here. So
and you have like thousands of people on WhatsApp.
Yes, but WhatsApp group is limited for 256 people per group.
Okay.
So it's we have several different group for. Wait, I need to ask. Janaka itu grupnya ada membernya juga ya? Okay. So for the amateur astronomy gathering in 2017, they have the WhatsApp group for the committee and then the WhatsApp group for the member.
Okay.
And that's the first time we have the biggest amateur astronomer gathering in Indonesia. It's like we had 52 group from all over Indonesia come to East Java for the gathering.
You need to give them more Cheerios.
This year's for the IAU 100, we also use WhatsApp for coordinations. And I guess for the National Committee of the Solar Eclipse, we will also use WhatsApp group. So it's all by WhatsApp. Am I promoting WhatsApp? Oh no.
Well, you know.
Well, here WhatsApp and also Line. Line from Japan. It's used by the younger people.
And
So-
and it's great. And
Shh.
did Keeper of Maps won the picture? Congratulations, Gordon. Thank you so much for being there as a constant support. I'm so glad that it's going home to someone who can send me a picture of it. Wow, that cat has opinions.
Okay, you can jump down.
So I think that concludes our show. So final words, Rich, you first.
Well, maybe I'll see some of you folks at the Big Meadows at the Shenandoah National Park. Once a month, I go up there and set up telescopes and have a great time. May 10th is the first outing.
And Avivah, final words.
Well, final words. Join us for as podcasters and sponsor us and keep doing astronomy. That's all.
Very good.
And I think I've said it all. Thank you all so much. From me, from the whole team, you make what we do so possible. Thank you all so very much. And I'm going to let the dogs have the final say, as they say. Thank you.
Have a
And-
nice evening to all of you.
Have a great evening, everyone. And wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. And remember, go outside and look up.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if our audio is off or not. But
Okay.